Welcome aboard, Crazy Town. How are you all? It's Friday night. I don't know what's going on. It is crazy, 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 crazy. Oh, look, my head's, oh no, I'm just a head. I know, I've gone crazy. Most people I know think that I'm crazy. I know a lot of you are just running off now. That's okay. You're allowed to do that. I have that effect on people. I hope you're all doing well. Well. It has been another big day. There was a show on TV called The Footy Show, and the host would always start, "What a big week it's been in football." Well, for me, it's like, what a big day it's been on the crazy town of Katie Joy. Whoa! I can't keep up. Really can't keep up. Her live today, she hit 3 platforms at once, which she's never done before. I caught her on Facebook, which was interesting. There's only 15 people watching on Facebook. And wow, I had to actually step away from it because there was an allegation everywhere. And also, I posted on my community tab why we've not heard from Amber, and I'm really sad to hear that she has had a battle with cancer, and I want to give her the best wishes and care, and I'm sorry that you've got to actually deal with this other garbage either as well. But she wrote to the court today. So this was in the court's posting. I'll grab this from my community. I'm just going to grab this from my community tab because I can't be bothered going back to the court thing. And this is what it says. To the Honourable Judge Carrie Willis, I'm writing to request a 60-day extension for the deadlines for depositions, dispositive motions and non-deposition motions in this matter. I was diagnosed with cancer last month and underwent surgery last week, which I'm still recovering from. With my current treatment plan, the 60-day extension should be all that is needed from me at this time. I did reach out to opposing counsel to request a joint stipulation on this extension. In most cases, if you can get the other side to agree, and then it just requires a rubber stamp from the court. So she said, I did to request a joint stipulation on this extension, and they did not respond. If there is a hearing required to discuss potential extension, I would request the hearing be allowed via Zoom or telephone conference. And then she signed it. Now, I have a theory that I'm wondering whether this is why Katie Joy's gone out all guns blazing, because she knows that 7M's lawyer's not able to act quickly, and because she's been ill and she's had other things to do. And if that is the case, that is deplorable, and I'm using the word deplorable. I just find that to be not a very, and I don't know why. And it's interesting because remember they wanted when Graham Cracker's father, no, Harrison. How are you, Harrison? Passed. They wanted all the sympathy and everything in the world. So I may disappear shortly for a little bit because I'm actually just rendering a video, a recorded podcast I recorded today. Now, let's have a look at this. I think this is her live. Or did she do 2 lives today? She's got something to say.
And it occurred to me while I was just doing a live, so I just did an interview for a podcast that I don't know when it'll come out.
So everyone's saying, keep up the excellent work that you're doing. I know it may be stressful, but we're here for you.
Probably in the next few days. And we were talking about the series Dancing for the Devil. And while I was doing this interview for the podcast, I started thinking about.
Did you start thinking about the damage she's doing to people?
How all of this stuff that's happening with posts made by Miranda or any of the other dancers, or threats that are being made by all of these fake accounts. Hi, Tanika. Hi, Sweetie Pie. It occurred to me that the number one thing that Robert Shin wants is for people to stop talking. And he apparently thinks that I am now the only person that talks about it. And for whatever reason, he's still directing all of this hate towards me.
He doesn't give a stuff about you. He's letting the courts do it all.
But this is so much bigger than me now, right? And I'm so grateful to literally every single content creator, every true crime podcast, every podcast host, every outlet that's covering the story, that is helping spread awareness. I'm so grateful for your voices.
Is this another Emmy speech?
Because the one thing that Robert Shin can't do is stop the truth. He can try to silence voices, but he cannot silence the truth. And the more people that speak, and the more people that continue to speak out and talk about what's happening and the injustices that they're seeing.
Like everyone's saying, after watch the documentary, you can see that he's a predator. I feel for the families. Remember that the documentary went in with an agenda. They had an agenda. If they wanted to make him look like an angel, they would have made him look like an angel. They wanted to make the Wilkins look like the villains, they would have made the Wilkins look like the villain. This is what they do. It's all about agenda. It's not about truth anymore. It's not about making sure that people understand that that Melanie and Priscilla Lee were never part of 7M.
Seen right before their eyes, the less power this man holds over anyone. As uncomfortable as it might seem to the dancers that are still in, and how they view things as though this is an attack on them, when and if they actually come out of this cult, they're going to see how much love the people that were involved in this had for care and concern was made.
How can complete strangers have love and care for somebody? How can she say that she's got love and concern for them when she doesn't know them from Adam?
For them, concern for their safety, concern for their well-being, concern for their careers. They're away from that cloud. If they could see that their dance community cares. There is a huge network of dancers, choreographers, directors, studios, so many professionals that care, that want to see these dancers succeed, that know that these dancers can succeed without Robert Shin, that would hire them in a second without Robert Shin involved.
But they were getting jobs before.
And they have a huge network of people that love them, that care about them, and that want them to be free. So the last thing anyone should be doing is no matter what the threats are, no matter who gets doxxed, no matter who much. Yes.
So she now saying that, is she now saying that she's going to keep doxing people? Is that what she's saying? Is that what she's trying to say? No matter who gets doxed, no one should be getting doxed.
So we can only hope they'll leave. Exactly, Nina. Hi, Nina. I love you. Hope you're doing well. Tell your sisters hi. The only thing we can hope is that they will leave. We can only hope that this will help wake people up. We can also hope that this series will help and prevent anyone else from being hurt by this group.
What about being hurt by you and all the stuff that you do?
Even if Robert has neighbors coming by to take photographs in my house, and even if you're one of my neighbors taking photographs in my house, you're not going to intimidate me and silence me by doing that. You actually just look like you're guilty. People that want to intimidate and silence people do things like threatening them and making them feel scared in their own homes. And I refuse to feel scared in my own home.
Well, I mean, you don't leave it, right?
I refuse to feel scared in my own space, in my own town. I will not allow Robert Shin to try to make me feel scared. And if you're a neighbor doing that, like, shame on you, right? And we have now made sure that our cameras save all data. We have cameras installed all around the house now. And if you're going to come up to our house again and take photographs, we will get you on camera.
Interestingly, so that means that she's going to be she will have to you can't take photos of the street.
But I'm not going to allow those kinds of threats to stop this.
Yeah.
And he can't control.
I mean, you don't know when they were it's bizarre. No one's going to want to take photos of your house because they've already done it, and we don't know when that was done.
Me, he can't dictate what I do, but more importantly, y'all, he can't control you. He can't control you that are creators that are talking about this. He can't control the other TikTokers and podcast hosts and influencers and YouTube channels that are talking about this. He can't control the media that is talking about this. It is completely out of his hands. And if he thinks that I'm the threat, it's just hysterical to think that I am someone that has this much control and power over him.
Oh, no. Yes, we are riding the crazy train again, Bo. She's just said that she's not going to be scared in her own house, and Robert Shin's not going to control her or us. Oh, and this obviously was, I don't know, this is one. The second one was even wilder. I know I showed an excerpt of it. If you got through the excerpt, the full version is crazier.
We can only hope that with everything that we're doing, seeds of doubt can be planted and people can start to think for themselves.
The people that are thinking for themselves at the moment, that are saying that we have some concerns about what was happening in the docu-series, are being accused of being I can't remember. I'm being accused of being with Robert Shin. Man, I rushed in. Harrison, you asked. I don't think he's around anymore. I think he skipped it. If I don't let him on straight away, he skedaddles it.
A huge part of helping people wake up from a cult is planting seeds and reminding them of who they were before they were part of the group, and reminding them that people love them.
Yeah, but before she was part of the group, Miranda was single. She does know more than God. Oh, well, she doesn't believe in him, so she could actually think she is. Miranda was single beforehand. She's now married. She can't go back to the way that she was because she's got a husband to think about now.
And I just hope.
And let's face it. I mean, if we want to be honest, Miranda's gone from one controlled environment to another controlled environment. To be blunt.
That everyone knows that if you continue to talk about this and if you continue to speak about it, it's going to do exactly what Robert doesn't want it to do. Robert wants this to go away. He doesn't want people to talk about it. He wants to go back to work. He wants his dancers to go back to work.
So now is she admitting here that she's not wanting the dancers to go back to work, which is, again, interference of business, you see? Why hasn't she said about, she keeps confusing the difference between the church and the actual business.
And he wants you to forget about this. And we're not going to forget about this. We're not going to forget.
You forget about me. La, 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 don't you forget about me. Whoopsies. Oh, look at that.
Forget about what's happening. We're not going to forget about what is going on in Tahunga.
Wowzers, how did I do that? Oh dear. I'm sorry, I should put a warning up, shouldn't I?
It's not. No matter what he wants, no matter what he throws at us. And when it comes to like all you guys out there that are covering it on social media, I'm so grateful. It's amazing to see you guys doing this.
Thank you. I'm glad that I'm glad you're thanking me for what I'm doing, because the truth does matter. Peter says the doco proved nothing. It was voice clips and a couple of people telling what they felt, their truth. There was nothing substantive in the doco. Well, the thing is, you can have your truth and it may not be the truth. And I think it was Peter that had said, you just heard voice clips, but did we know that it was Robert Shin? How do we know it was Robert Shin?
And always make sure if you have questions or comments, you can send me a DM. I might not respond, but I will definitely see it. And
I have questions, but I would likely get blocked if I ask my questions. She wouldn't. Look for KJ Standard. It was a brilliant doco. For anyone else, it was KJ polishing a T and R. Maybe she is the
generally speaking, I have been going into my stories, and if I see a lot of the same questions coming up.
Hi, Joe. We are talking about the Katie Cox. Yes.
I will answer it in a story. So if you see a story like yesterday, it was all about Vic because Vic is still inside.
Sounds like he's in prison. Sounds like he's inside. He's still inside. He's inside prison.
I'll post it. I can't promise I'll respond to you though directly. With everything that's been going on, it's just we're being very careful about who we communicate with. So
she's starting. Don't. We're going to get the hack story. I want you to mark this down. I want you to write this down. We're going to have another hacking occurrence. Have you also noticed that her hacked Facebook page hasn't been posting. It posted a lot of Mormon stuff around the time Garrison Brown passed. Did you notice that? And there's been nothing. Why is that? Why is that? Because my theory was that it was her. I had no proof on that theory, but it was a theory. And it's died down again. You watch, it's about to start up again. Because this is the pattern.
I hope that you guys keep talking about it.
She's starting to get ready to start to talk about she's fearing for her life again. That's where we're going with this. This is where we're going to get to. And she's going to have everyone, she's going to roll everyone up again. I question the hair length for someone who had such damaged hair. He could not get that long. Well, there you go, Peter. That's an interesting thing. It does look really, I mean, I can't talk. My hair's atrocious at the moment. Although everyone's it's funny, I started wearing it down. It's down now. And I've had everyone ask me about how do I get the curl, and it's actually natural. When it gets to a center, what Facebook hacks equals willful destruction of evidence. Well, that's my theory. But it's Netflix security, Joe. They have copyright on the street. Well, that's true. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we get another hacking story. All right. And
I hope if
somebody that has been hacked for a million times, you would have thought by now she would have learned how to keep her information private, her information locked up. Because how many times can someone get hacked?
I haven't signed the petition yet, that you will sign it. I know that Haley is working on right now how many signatures she needs, and she's going to deliver the petition to the police. So it's not in vain. She's going to seek and ask for them to look into this and show them how many people are supporting this, but just keep talking.
You could have 6 billion people sign the petition, but if there's no evidence, there's no evidence. Someone isn't going to go to jail because everybody wants them in jail. There's a reason why there is a judicial process, and there's a reason why there are rules in place as to what has to be proven beyond reasonable doubt. Just because everybody wants somebody, gee whiz, if that was the case, the Katie Joy petitions should be off internet by now. Or we would be asking them to put her in jail. It's not just whoever gets the most signatures. There has to be evidence. And Kylie's allegation, and KJ shared it, I'll have to go see if I can find it, was about Robert Shin hip thrusting towards her. Now, that doesn't even meet the standard of proof, doesn't even meet the definition, because because there has to be contact to an intimate area. So hip thrusting is not, if hip thrusting was a crime, how many people could we have arrested? Everybody in the 70s and 80s.
Don't stop talking about this, because it's not just about these dancers that are trapped. It's not just about the people that are inside, but it's about all of these other people that they are influencing, and they are reaching through their videos, and who they're trying to recruit, and the children that they're trying to get into this cult.
Oh boy. Oopsies. Oh no, I've just lost it. Oh no, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
I want Robert to never be able to do this ever again.
Why exactly do
That's right. She's got to change.org. Change.org did a video on her on that forum. Oh, I stuffed that up. Hey, their names go on. I hate. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to be given my details. See this hair? Look, it's all. This is all natural curl. I'm not really impressed with it, by the way, but everyone tells me they like, people like it. Hopefully we don't have to go through this again. I don't want to go through this again. Anyway, all right, I've had enough of that one. Okay, so then she shared this, which is from Change.org has come on board to try and get people to do this.
to the church leader after the docu-series revealed what appeared to be quite a number of alleged criminal activities?
Yes, quite a number of alleged. Hello, Lou. Alleged. See? Alleged.
So far, Shin and his management company 7M have faced no consequences for. Netflix's Dancing with the Devil details how Robert Shin, the pastor of Shekinah Church, started a management company to bring TikTok famous dancers into his fold. Then Shin...
That's not what happened. They were already in the fold. Please get your story right. There have been numerous articles that have reported that, and that's also, I think, in the California lawsuit document that it was the dancers pushed for it. They were already in the church.
Reportedly convinced many of them to become church members, pay huge portions.
They were already part of the, and they're separate. You don't have to be a church member to be part of the dance team, and vice versa.
Of their profits to him and his church, and even cut their families out of their lives. But now that Shin's business practices are under scrutiny, it's all starting to collapse.
There's 7 cross complainants. So it's not just Priscilla that is suing him.
This is why she likes it. This is why she likes it.
And you saw in the series that the rest of them were going to be suing him over fraud. Kylie is suing him for battery, sexual battery.
That's for hip thrusting, by the way.
Since the release of the series, 7M and some of its members, including Miranda Wilkin, have tried to go on.
And her name's Miranda Derrick. Thank you. Please be respectful and call her by a proper name. It's Derrick. Is Change.org buying into all of this propaganda that they're not really married? Is this what's happening? Sorry, my cords, I'm all caught up here. It's Derrick, Miranda Derrick. Please be respectful.
The offensive.
Honestly, I don't understand how my parents and my...
Look, and they put Miranda Wilkin / Derrick. Yeah, DM me. I won't answer DMs. The whole fact that she's changed her name means she wants to have a new, means that she wants to be called Miranda Derrick.
My sister thought that this documentary would help me or would help our relationship in any way. And honestly, I think that my parents and my sister have...
I want Robert to never be able to do this ever again.
But I still don't know. Yeah, so anyway, so then she's prepared. Look at this face. Look at this face on her. Then she's gone after, oh, I don't want to like that. Slovak is a member of 7M and Shekinah Church. He's an immigrant from Ukraine. He's been in the United States since he was a child, despite his mum marrying an American. He has no paper trail as an adult. He preys on immigrants and uses their hunger for the American dream against them. The most concerning aspect of my coverage of this story is the utter invisibility of Slovak on paper. He has no paper trail. Or maybe it's just hidden from you. Every other dance in the group can be searched and public records are found. So she's checking out all the dancers, hey? There is one record connected to him, and it's a business for Shirley Kim for him. Slovak's mum came to the United States in search of a better life. His skills as a dancer proved to be their ticket to success. Because of their hunger for a better life, there is likely a willingness to accept unfair treatment and abuse. Slovak's mum is unwilling to speak out against the cult. We have never figured out why, given the level of control Robert has over him. Maybe he doesn't have any control over him. Slovak's story is not featured in the series because he has no friends or family that came forward for him. Well, interesting, because Robert allegedly exploited and abused immigrants for decades. The most disturbing part, this is the first time she's really brought this up. Yes, the most disturbing part. Their vulnerable status makes them easy prey. Many of Robert's victims refuse to come forward due to Robert's arranging them in illegal green card marriages. So that is not Vic White. So his name is Vic White, and so he's saying he shouldn't be called Vic White. But a lot of people, particularly in LA and California and Hollywood, have stage names. How many Hollywood actors do you know that go by their birth name? How many people in the entertainment business go by their real name? There's a few, not many. Oh, thank you. I've been following him since his days on So You Think You Can Dance. This is the saddest. He's the reason I started following all the dancers. Exactly, Lulu. Very few. Very few. You are correct. Let's have a look here. And then we're going to go to Llama Girl because I think she got most of the live today. It was. Oh. This is the case. Why is she using the Kardashians? You lived in Hollywood for years. Why is she using? I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what's under here. She's blacked it out. Now the entire world knows there are multiple police reports and they haven't acted to give justice. Peter says, even in my industry, people do not use their birth names as they think this will exclude them. It's not unusual to have a stage name. I sometimes think she has no idea. I mean, if short order cook works in the industry, and she would be able to tell us exactly about the people that don't go by their real names. Oh yeah, yeah, she's back on the end. Would love to know how anyone would know where this person is from. UK was never even on the radar. Thanks for the message, but I'm not responding to anyone in DMs. So, hey, girl, I want to say, to keep up the work you're doing, I reported that loon from the UK on Twitter. Because she's from the UK, she's liable for slander. They cannot go around like people in the USA and post that trash. I used to moderate UK chat and message boards, and they do not have freedom of speech like we do. My dad was in the cults in the 80s. Anyway. So apparently there's a loon from the UK. Is the person that we can't say back again, is she? She's the only loon I know. Watch the full reel. Oh, yeah. So, she's onto this. So she's featured on the change.org ad. And in fact, when she went live, she showed it. From a family friend of the Wilkins, Miranda, what about the claims of abuse? This series is about Robert. This isn't about you. Peter lives in a very interesting part of Australia. So, a very interesting part of Australia, the Northern Territory. So, the location itself is can be stating that you're from there can cause you issues, unfortunately. Well, and apparently they get a lot of stuff given to them. So all they get is what's left over is their pocket money. Yes, that's right. You are correct, Peter, because colour was spelt colour. Yes. Someone's trying to set up somebody else. I have no doubt about that. Yes, because we don't spell colour like that. Correct. Oh, that wouldn't surprise me, Lulu, either. But yeah, it wasn't even spelt British. It wasn't even spelt the British way. So there's that one. A threat now. See, I told you the threats were coming. The threats were coming. Now she's got a threat. She got a threat. Oops, hang on. She got a threat today. Oops. A threat received by Robert's trolls. Miranda gets threats sent in my name by Robert's trolls, according to them. Miranda never said that Miranda never said anything about who sent the threats. But apparently KJ knows that they're That's right. So no, that's right. No one is. And look, I even took the liberty of contacting your old stalker. Like, why? As I said, all of that's going to happen now. Watch, the hacking will come. There we go. Apparently, he has no paper trail. So, what's she implying there? Is she implying that he's an illegal immigrant now? Is that the implication? Is that what she's implying? That he's because it's a big allegation to make, in my opinion. Big allegation to make. Not one that I would want to make, by the way. All right. You would say threatening. That'd be more specific. Yes. But I hate to say it, but I think somebody is. And look, that happened around the tardy stuff as well. Don't forget that. Oh, she did 2 lives actually. She did 2 lives apparently as well. Hi, Leah. Llama Girl said she was going out for dinner, but she said that was her first live. Oh yes, Katie, my Katie. Yeah. So let's do. Yeah, we'll use Llama Girls. But a Llama Girl went out to the theatre today. Oh, hello, Leah. Thank you for becoming a member. So great. I'm going to speed her up because she's going to annoy me. I mean, I really got really annoyed yesterday. I mean, when Katie was saying, thank you for the super chats. Oh, no one sent me a super chat. And then suddenly she got a super chat. I thought, gee whiz. How sad can you get? All right. Hopefully this works. Right.
Instagram for the first time forever. And I shared with you guys what is happening with Robert Shin and 7M and Dancing for the Devil. And it occurred to me while I was just doing a live. So I just did an interview for a podcast that I don't know when it'll come out, probably in the next few days. And we were talking about the series Dancing for the Devil. And while I was doing this interview for the podcast, I started thinking about how all of the stuff that's happening with posts made by Miranda or any of the other dancers or threats that are being made by all of these fake accounts. Hi, Tanika. Hi, sweetie pie. It occurred to me that the number one thing that Robert Shin wants is for people to stop talking. And he apparently thinks that I am now
we have seen this, but I've sped it up.
Only person that talks about it, and for whatever reason.
Great, my internet's gone.
He apparently thinks that I am now the only person that talks about it, and for whatever reason, he's still directing all of his hate towards me. But this is so much bigger than me now, right? And I'm so grateful to literally every single content creator, every true crime podcast, every podcast host, every outlet that's covering the story, that is helping spread awareness. I'm so grateful for your voices, because the one thing that Robert Shin can't do is stop the truth. He can try to silence voices, but he cannot silence the truth. And the more people that speak.
And what is true? What is the truth? What is truth? What is the truth? I know what you think the truth is, but I've not seen. I mean, unfortunately, you have to have evidence.
And the more people that continue to speak out and talk about what's happening and the injustices that they're seeing right before their eyes, the less power this man holds over anyone. As uncomfortable as it might seem to the dancers that are still in and how they view things as though this is an attack on them, when and if they actually come out of this cult, they're going to see how much love the people that were involved in this had for them, and how much care and concern was made for them, concern for their safety, concern for their well-being, concern for their careers. They'll see once they're away from that cloud. If they could see that their dance community cares. There is a huge network of dancers, choreographers, directors, studios, so many professionals that care, that want to see these dancers succeed, that know that these dancers can succeed without Robert Shin, that would hire them in a second without Robert Shin involved. And
what, like Tim Milgram?
They have a huge network of people that love them, that care about them, and that want them to be free. So the last thing anyone should be doing is,
I want to break free.
No matter what the threats are, no matter who gets doxxed.
Actually, Miranda should actually do one to Queens, I want to break free, hey? That would really set them, all she's playing their lawyer requesting continuance. She thinks this is a win for her to shout first. Well, that's right. That's right. Because she knows that 7M's lawyer wants an extra 60 days. Because you know, yes, she's gonna really jump up and down. There's no interview.
No matter who much. Yes, we can only hope they'll leave. Exactly, Nina. Hi, Nina. I love you. Hope you're doing well. Tell your sisters hi. The only thing we can hope is that they will leave. We can only hope that this will help wake people up. We can also hope that the series will help and prevent anyone else from being hurt by this group. Even if Robert has neighbors coming by to take photographs in my house, and even if you're one of my neighbors taking photographs in my house, you're not going to intimidate me and silence me by doing that. You actually just look like you're guilty. People that want to intimidate and silence people do things like threatening them and making them feel scared in their own homes. And I refuse to feel scared in my own home.
But you've been intimidating Robert Shin and threatening Robert Shin. Who's been the one that's been threatening to have him arrested?
I refuse to feel scared in my own space, in my own town. I will not allow Robert Shin to try to make me feel scared. And if you're a neighbor doing that, like, shame on you, right? And we have now made sure that our cameras save all data. We have cameras installed all around the house now. And if you're going to come up to our house again and take photographs, we will get you on camera.
Smile! So the poor people that are going to be jogging past Katie's house now, she's going to be watching them to see whether they stop outside her house now. And if they stop outside her house, she's going to record them.
But I'm not going to allow those kinds of threats to stop this. And he can't control me. He can't dictate what I do. But more importantly, y'all, he can't control you. He can't.
The courts will. The courts will control you.
Control you that are creators that are talking about this. He can't control the other TikTokers and podcast hosts and influencers and YouTube channels that are talking about this. He can't control the media that is talking about this. It is completely out of his hands. And if he thinks that I'm the threat, it's just hysterical to think that I am someone that has this much control and power over him.
I think it's hysterical that he's got so much control and that he's in your head 24/7 a day, and that you've talked about him non-stop for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. Because you can't get him out of your head because your love for him. Yeah, I know. The Google car. That's right. Hey, what if it was the Google? What if it was the Google car? What if those images came from the Google car? What if they came from the Google car?
We can only hope that with everything that we're doing, seeds of doubt can be planted and people can start to think for themselves. A huge part of helping people wake up from a cult is planting seeds and reminding them of who they were before they were part of the group, and reminding them that people love them. And
as I said last time, she's now Miranda Derrick, and she wants to. I don't know anyone that's tried to start a new life, that wants to be the person that they were. Do you really want to be the person that you were? I would like to think that that most people that I know want to grow and be better people than what they were, and learn from things. Why would I want to go back to where I was? If I could have if I could have the current knowledge and foresight, possibly.
And I just hope that everyone knows that if you continue to talk about this and if you continue to speak about it, it's going to do exactly what Robert doesn't want it to do. Robert wants this to go away. He doesn't want people to talk about it. He wants to go back to work. He wants his dancers to go back to work.
Tortious interference.
And he wants you to forget about this. And we're not going to forget about this. We're not going to forget about what's happening. We're not going to forget about what is going on in Tahunga. We're just not. No matter what he wants, no matter what he throws at us. And when it comes to like all you guys out there that are covering it on social media, I'm so grateful. It's amazing to see you guys doing this. And always make sure if you have questions or comments.
Does she know you can actually ask Google to block your home? I did it for 5 years, and I am not a Netflix accredited. But really, so you can actually start to grow and evolve when you never leave your house. Correct. But that's my point. I mean, she's saying when they get out, they can go back to life that they were. I don't know that Miranda would want to go back to the life that she had, even if she was out. She's experienced a different life now.
You can send me a DM. I might not respond, but I will definitely see it. And generally speaking, I have been going into my stories, and if I see a lot of the same questions coming up, I will answer it in a story. So if you see a story like yesterday, it was all about Vic because Vic is still inside. I'll post it. I can't.
He's still inside. And yet all of Vic's pictures shows him outside.
Promise I'll respond to you though directly. With everything that's been going on, it's just we're being very careful about who we communicate with. So I hope that you guys keep talking about it. I hope if you haven't signed the petition yet that you will sign it. I know that Haley is working on right now how many signatures she needs, and she's going to deliver the petition to the police. So it's not in vain. She's going to seek and ask for them to look into this and show them how many people are supporting this. But just keep talking. Don't stop talking about this, because it's not just about the.
You know what? They'd be better off taking the petition to the politicians in the law change. To be honest with you, that's going to be more effective than asking to police to do something that they can't do. What on? That they can't do because lack of evidence. Even if it goes to the DA, they need to have evidence. You need evidence.
These dancers that are trapped, it's not just about the people that are inside, but it's about all of these other people that they are influencing, and they are reaching through their videos and who they're trying to recruit and the children that they're trying to get into this cult.
Oh, now she's trying to protect the children. Somebody think of the children. But I thought that he didn't like children and he didn't want them to have children. So why would he be trying to get children into the cult, Katie? You told us that. They're not allowed to have children. But now we've got to protect the children.
Yeah, it's much bigger than just the dancers. When I have updates about anything else, I will share them in a post or in a story. I'm not going to answer any specific questions today. And
correct, Peter. Why would a guy with so many followers talk about Ukraine, put up a fundraiser, dance in the US, and be undocumented? Correct. But because she searched and she couldn't find him. She found everything out. She found every other dancer, but she couldn't find him. So therefore, he doesn't exist.
Do we have cult experts helping you all in the families?
They don't need a cult expert because she's the cult expert.
Leading evidence, or it's much bigger than just the dancers. When I have updates about anything else, I will share them in a post or in a story. I'm not going to answer any specific questions today. And do we have cult experts helping you all in the families? All avenues have been utilized. So all avenues have been utilized. All avenues have been utilized. I can't speak for the families. I can't speak for Netflix. I can just say that all avenues have been.
So the answer is no. They haven't used it. They've not spoken to a cult expert. And my understanding is that there was no. I would have liked to have heard from a cult expert about the 7M TikTok cult, but maybe they didn't use a cult expert because the cult expert wasn't going to tell them what they wanted to hear. Maybe he's tardy. Well, maybe he is.
Explored, analyzed. So that's it for now. That's it for now. And I hope you all have a good day. The doc is number 1 in Brazil. That's awesome. It's called Dancing with the Devil, 7M TikTok cult. Oh, hey, Calypso Tower. I'm going to say hi to you. So there's some questions right now about Nick in the chat. So I'll just say that, like, right now, as far as I know, no one has heard from Nick. We're going to keep asking Robert where Nick is. We're going to keep asking Robert why he's focusing so heavily on Miranda. Why isn't he having Nick speak out? Why did Nick delete?
Well, that's the other thing. Maybe you need more than 7 people in a group to be considered a cult. It would have to be one of the smallest cults that I've ever heard of, which is why, yeah, I don't know if there's a number figure. Is it a high controlled group? Yes. But does that mean it's a cult? No. I mean, Short Order Cook was saying that, you know, the entertainment industry is very high control. They say it's 10 as a minimum. Okay. Well, then, if there's only 7 or 8, then is it a cult? That's what I'm saying. They never used it. They didn't use a cult expert because it's obvious that the cult expert didn't follow the script.
His Instagram and his YouTube and his TikTok. Why is Nick in hiding now? Why are you trying to hide Nick? Is hiding Nick a way to hurt Lawrence and Magdalia? Do you want to hurt Lawrence and Magdalia and his brother? Is that what the goal is? Nick is a human being, and as far as I know, is the kind of kid that loves people so hard and will do whatever he feels like he needs.
Really? So she knows all about Nick. She knows all about Nick. And Nick, did you hear her say Nick's a human being?
Lawrence and Magdalia? Do you want to hurt Lawrence and Magdalia and his brother? Is that what the goal is? Nick is a human being, and as far as
Nick is a human being. There you go. We've heard it from the expert. Nick is a human being. She said there's only about 6 or 7 dancers left, Lulu, and there's about 20 in the church. Yes, this is what she's two to lead, 4 members and 4 to guard. This this is what she's staking her livelihood on. About 27 people.
Lawrence and Medalia, do you want to hurt Lawrence and Medalia and his brother? Is that what the goal is? Nick is a human being, and as far as I know, is the kind of kid that loves people so hard.
So he's a human being, and as far as she knows, well, how do you know? Because have you met him? Have you interacted with him? As far as I know. Why didn't you say his parents describe him as? Correct, Lulu. Correct. This is my whole thing. It doesn't fit. Highly controlled, yes. But the entertainment industry is highly controlled, and church have what are they? Religious, things. I can't.
And will do whatever he feels like he needs to help someone and contribute. And Robert is exploiting that. He's exploiting Nick's faith. He's exploiting Nick's willingness to do and help in any capacity that he can. He's taking advantage of Nick's drive to help and do what he needs to contribute. And that's not acceptable. Nick is a talented dancer. He had a career that was flourishing before Robert Shin came into his life. And now he has been relegated to somehow not having a social media platform that he spent years cultivating. And Robert is taking that away from him. And that's not fair. I know that, Nick, if he were out of this cult, Robert is taking that away from him. And that's not fair. I know.
Now she's going to tell us what she knows.
That away from him. And that's not fair. I know that Nick, if he were out of this cult, would be horrified with what's happening. And I think if we saw Nick speak, that would make sense. My other question is for Robert, is why haven't you spoken, Robert? You're the man of God. I have covered cults for years. Anytime there is an accusation generally against a leader, a pastor, a discipler, it's very rare that the pastor doesn't speak. Usually a pastor will go and give a public statement. They have comments that are made through an attorney, or they go on the pulpit and talk about what was happening. And you have done none of that. You are the man of God that is supposed to take care of your flock. You're supposed to guard and protect your flock. You're supposed to be the leader of your flock. And instead,
no,
what you're doing is you're putting your flock out on the road and driving a bus over them by having them deal with and answer to your behavior. You're going to tell them that this series was about them. The series, Robert, is about you and your behavior.
No, because you would have used, maybe it was a cult, but she dismantled the cult and will do it. Yes, correct. But
and the lack of accountability that you have had. The series was not about them. The series was about the harm that you caused.
But why? So if Maritza cancelled her account, it is unfair that she lost it. Yes. And why didn't they put him on the front of the documentary instead of Miranda? If it was all about him, why did they use Miranda?
And you have yet to acknowledge any harm that you have caused. You have yet to acknowledge any failures.
No, well, he has. He's denied all allegations in the lawsuit. So he has spoken. He's spoken through his legal filings.
You are not infallible as a human being. No man is above the law and no person is without flaw.
Correct, and neither are you.
And if you can't speak and actually stand up for your flock as well as your clients, you're their manager. Managers are supposed to protect their clients' best interests, and yet you're making your clients protect you. Who is really managing who? If all your clients are doing is working to protect you.
Hi, MS. Hi, Maria.
Why aren't you protecting them? He's silent because he's probably planning something huge. I highly doubt that. Robert, in my opinion, the reason why you are not saying anything is because you're a coward. You are afraid that if you say something, you have no control. In your little echo chamber at your church, you get to dictate what everyone says and does. But if you were to come out into the public sphere and actually have to answer for this, you would have no control. You can have everyone tell you that you're a God and you're the man of God and you're the most amazing human and you should bow down and worship me. But if you come out in the real world, no one will believe you. And
oh, wow. KJ, he's here throwing out arguments that goes against what she's correct.
you have such a fragile sense of self and ego that I don't think you could stand the criticism. And that's why you're not speaking. I also feel like you're hiding. I feel like maybe you feel like if you say something, you will incriminate yourself. But using dancers to do your dirty work just makes you look like a coward and weak. It doesn't make you look like the man of God. If you have nothing to hide, you hide nothing.
Robert listens to his attorney. Correct. He's listening to his attorney.
And yet, what are you doing? What you're doing is you are deleting people's social media accounts, deleting posts on your Instagram, deleting evidence, erasing and removing posts. It's just ridiculous, Robert. So, Robert, everyone's waiting for you, man of God, to actually speak. The real man of God would speak. The real pastors would speak. You will never speak because you are a coward. You're hiding. You're hiding from accountability. You're hiding from authorities. You're probably hiding from everything.
Wow! I've not seen this. Sped up. She sounds like she's having a manic episode. Well, I'd hate to see what she was like when she was slowed down. Wow! Is she egging him on?
Real people don't hide. And real people that have a level of respect and integrity certainly don't pass the buck and blame everyone else. If everyone's telling the same story about you, Robert, and they all have the same experience, and they're all from different periods of your life, and they've all been treated and mistreated by you the same way, odds are they're not lying. The problem is probably you. Okay, let's not be, Robert is a Canadian citizen before he came to the US, so he wouldn't go back there. If I was a manager in this kind of situation, I would close my management company down. I would close the church down. I would walk away and I would let those dancers go. If I wasn't a cult leader, if I wasn't doing the things that people said I was doing, I'd be like, oh, you go do your thing. I don't need you. You don't need me.
But if he's not doing anything wrong, why should he stop everything? Why would you stop doing what you were doing if you were innocent?
Prove us right. But you won't. And your inaction only further proves what we said about you. All right, I gotta go. Let the dancers go. Turn yourself into police if you could. That'd be great. Just go in and confess to everything you've done. That would be way easier than us having to push the police to investigate you. Bye.
What else this? What? Oh, then she was live late night. Oh, there was more.
Go into a room and it was a closed door. Friends, we have to talk. And I am literally trying to do this hands-free. And I don't know if it's going to work, but we got to talk. Because I was thinking about something that I haven't talked about that would probably give you some insight into Miranda and maybe give you some insight into the challenges that were.
What, something, what, she's got something to tell us she hasn't told us yet? Yeah, well, that's right. She's going to make up for the extra time.
Experienced while making the series and help you better understand what Robert tells people about what he does to women and why it's been so challenging for women to come forward. I was just looking at my DMs and I noticed that someone had said to me, Katie, I would love for you to like talk about the docu-series and tell Miranda what she got wrong or ask her and probe her about parts of the series. And that actually provoked this thought inside of me because it won't work. If I were to dissect the docu-series and tell her, not all these people are lying, not all.
But here, it'd be way easier to admit what I said you did. And friends, we have to talk. Who is she talking to? I don't know who she's talking to. But Katie has to remember, she has no credibility as far as Miranda's concerned, because she's not been part of 7M or the Shekinah Church. Why on earth should Miranda listen? Why should Miranda listen to somebody who has never experienced it?
These people are, everyone's stories aren't wrong. It's not just people with vendettas or whatever. And I would explain to her, like, this is what happened and these are the things that happened. And she wouldn't listen. She won't. Because what she's going to be told on the inside is that the women that have done this are sluts. So in the series, you heard how in 2008, Robert, and there was a huge split in the church. That split in the church was talked about for like 2 seconds by Melanie Lee. That split in the church was catastrophic for Robert. And we just did not have the people to explain what happened. But when Robert was dealing with.
So she's talking about then that, did she say that they talked about the split in the church for 2 seconds? Then what's that got to do with 7M TikTok cult? See my point about they muddied the waters? This has been my whole argument about this docu-series, is that they've got a foot in both camps. And there shouldn't be a foot in both camps.
And doing this to these girls were being brought into a room and asked to massage him. And when they were asked to massage him, it was very much like put up like it was a honor. Like it was an honor to give a massage to the pastor. And through the massage process, as Priscilla said, he would desensitize her and be like, you need to get closer. You need to get closer. And he wanted them to closer to the middle. And so when it comes to
I know I've had a few massages, okay, like from massage therapists, and they have to get very close to you in order to, particularly if you're having one of those ones where they're really getting in really deep. But I'm making the assumption she's implying it was a different type of massage. But they get in really close to you sometimes, really close to you, because they have to put their whole body weight behind you. I'm just saying.
To the middle. And so when it comes to the massages, it wasn't like the very first time they massaged, he asked them to rub his groin or his, you know. Or his very first time they massaged, he asked them to rub his groin or his, you know, the phallic area. That's not how it works. It was like the first time it was just a regular massage. The next time it was like the first time it was just a regular massage. The next time it was, you know, and it just progressively he's desensitizing these women. But every time they're asked to give a massage, it's viewed as an honor because you're able, like the way they position him in the church, it's like you're getting to be close to the man of God. So in 2008, what happened was, and this has been explained, the 2008 fallout has been explained to me by so many different people. So I'm trying to summarize this in the best way that I can think. But Catherine, his sister, was sending girls to massage him. It's unknown if Catherine knew what was happening in those massages or not. But she was the one that was organizing who would massage him. And they would go into a room and it was a closed door and it was like very hush hush. And he was already in a relationship with Shirley. And he had told everyone, he didn't tell anyone that he was married to Shirley Kim, who is still in the church, by the way. And he was telling these girls.
Now, is she implying that Shirley's left the church, but Shirley still is part of the cult? Well, then if she's left the church, did they get $10,000 Bruce Lemon? Oh dear. They needed to give Bruce Lerman massages. They would have got paid well.
That if they would do these things for him, they would then become the woman of God. And these girls were very young. Like some of these girls joined the church when they were like children. So Robert knew them as children. They viewed
Robert Shinny's controlling every post, every video, every TikTok, every day. It's Robert. He's saying nothing. Haha, who's controlling who? Here's the thing. Now she's saying that he was grooming kids. So now we've got grooming as an allegation.
viewed him as a father. Shirley Kim, who married him, viewed him as a dad. Hannah Shin, who was his wife, was like very young when she joined the church, like late teens, and also viewed him as a father figure.
Oh, now we're going into Why? She's throwing all the allegations out today.
So he's preying on these very young girls, and they are getting assaulted by him under the guise of, you do this, I'll let you be the woman of God. But also these girls don't know that they can say no, and then they're told they can't tell anyone. And sometimes they're blindfolded when this is happening. And they're driven to different spots where they do these things, and they'll get there. And in one person's allegations, she's driven blindfolded, and she gets there, and she gets to this place to find Robert completely naked. And then she lays down next to him and realizes another woman is next to him naked.
Lulu says, how can her attorney not advise her to shut up? And Peter says, how in the hell does it always come down to CP? I know, Peter. It always does.
Okay. This is like this specific issue was described in the Business Insider article. That's two women, Robert, blindfolds, whatever. This was going on for years, and he had people that knew this was happening that were organizing it. So they would make sure that his house was empty. Like, for instance, he's married to Hannah now, and he would make sure that on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or whatever, when she was gone, that was a day that his right-hand man could make sure that Priscilla was there.
Now we've got accomplices. So who's his right-hand man?
Whoever.
What? It's getting wild. Oh boy.
Destitute at that point. They got sued. It was, they were in legal battles.
Actually, did I do this one? No, I think I did. I don't think I did. I think, she's spoken to
They didn't have a choice to say no. There's no choice to say no, because if you say no, you're saying no to God, and he'll sue you. Like, you cannot question him. There's no room for question. You cannot.
All right. Well, where's all the lawsuits that he's filed based on saying no? Is that why he sued you, KJ? Because you said no. Oh, that was very low. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
There's no room for question. People that question are isolated in rooms. Like, one of his sons was not obeying him, Conrad, and he locked him in a room at their old church in La Mirada for like months. And Conrad has told me, he has told Haley from Exposing 7M, that when he was locked in that room, that he was beaten by his dad's mentors to get the demons out of him. Melanie Lee was also incarcerated like that right before she escaped. That's why her escape was very different than what the dancers had to go through. Like, they were literally like monitoring everything Melanie did so she would not.
When can you go through court? Is there anything she hasn't accused Roberta of? I don't think there is any.
Leave. Melanie getting out was really hard, and she was very brave. And her friend that helped her risked a lot to help her. And when people leave, he follows them. People have been stalked. People have been beaten. There's a lot of fear. All allegations, alleged. Okay. So when they're going through all of this, the girls are being sexually assaulted. They find out that he's actually married to Shirley, and Shirley is his new woman of God. And they realize that he was assaulting them and coercing them to do these things and lying to them about what he was doing and why he was doing it. And they wouldn't have, they couldn't say no anyway. And so when these girls accused him of rape, it was like literally 6 or 7 girls, and they all left the church. And when they left the church, it wasn't just like he lost all of his workers. He got sued. There was a point where one of the women filed a police report, and the police showed up related to his sister, Catherine. There were allegations of sex trafficking. How he got out of it, I'll never know.
Because there was no evidence. Went on. So is that the one? Is she talking about Lydia's lawsuit then, that Lydia lost?
So it wasn't like he told some members that the women were sluts, okay? And they came on to him. And the way that Melanie described it, it was like she said his approach was so soft that she believed him. I think some people believed him because they didn't like Catherine.
She's dug herself so deeply, I don't think that even the best attorney could get her out of this. And she has a bad attorney, says Lulu. Yeah. Well, they have obligations to the court and to, you know, that's why I'm really surprised they haven't responded.
So the issues with Robert and Catherine were that like both of them had very strong personalities, and half the people followed Catherine and half the people followed Robert. And the people that liked Catherine stayed with Catherine, and the people that
And Sally B, hello Sally B. Now that Miranda has stated she's been threatened, now KJ is being threatened. Suspicious to me. Yes. Yes, it's also very funny, isn't it? Who does Catherine like at this stage? I don't think she likes anybody.
Catherine mistreated stayed with Robert. And Melanie had been horribly mistreated by Catherine at one point. And so for her, Robert love bombed her and said he would take care of her and not treat her the way that Catherine did. And so the split completely demolished his income. It demolished his, I mean, they lost houses, they lost the church, they lost everything. They were just like destitute at that point. They got sued. It was, you know, they were in legal battles. He had 6 different girls, if not more, accusing him of rape. And he framed it as the girls wanted it. So
hang on a minute. I thought there was only 3 or 4. Now we're up to 6.
So what I'm saying here is that if something's happening to Miranda or in the church, or if she were to read these allegations, she's unlikely to believe this because she's being told that the women that are accusing him of this are sluts and they came onto him and they wanted it. And so it's easier for them to explain it away. And he'll say things like, I just gave into my temptations. I gave into the flesh. So I can't go on alive and tell Miranda, well, what about these women? Because I can tell you for a fact, there are still survivors that are from this cult that are women that call the women that were sexually assaulted sluts. I had to deal with that when we were dealing with production.
She had to deal with it. Right. Why did she make it all about herself?
And I had to fight for people because they'd be like, you can't believe her. She's a slut. That didn't happen to her. She's a slut. Because he would condition people to think that, oh, she just wanted to do that because she wanted to be by God.
What? What on earth is she talking about? I thought what she's just saying makes no sense to her whole narrative of so far.
She gave it up to him because she wanted to be by God, because Robert's God. And so when everyone is framing it that way, they don't trust women. They don't like women. They think all women are sluts. They think all women are liars. And if that's still the culture, which is what I believe it is, nothing I say to them about these women that have accused him will change their minds. Because if that culture that they're in right now believes that all these women are sluts, they believe that all of these women wanted to have sex with Robert to be close to God. Like, if you heard in the series, the woman said the way that they frame it is it's an honor to be close to God.
Is that what was said?
So ex-members that will be discrediting, the ex-members will be discrediting the victims. And then Robert can get the ex-members to file declarations in court.
Hang on.
Which say no, she was just.
I thought she said if they left, they got bullied by Robert. So why would they be helping him if they escaped and they're scared of him? None of what she's currently saying is making any sense at all. Is somebody able to explain this to me so that I'm obviously really, really dumb at the moment. I'm really trying to work out what on earth is going on here. No, she hasn't. This is not making sense. Thank you. Oh, short order. Thank you. Hello. It's her verbiage is not making. That's right. Like it's just all around this short order. You can answer questions for us about. She went on about Vic White having the name of a Ukraine name, and she's saying it's all suspicious because he changed his name to join the cult. And I was saying that it's quite common for people in the entertainment industry to change their name. And I thought that you may know whether that is a true statement or not, as that is your expertise.
Just a slut. She tried to get with him. He couldn't give in. They can't help it. Like, he couldn't help it. He's a man. He's easily tempted. Who's fighting in here?
It's a stage name. Yes, but you can't have a stage name. There's no paper trail for his stage. There's no paper trail on him.
I see people are fighting.
She says people are fighting. I see dead people.
Who is this? Priest Mary?
Ah, yes. So, short order says heaps coming. So she can't get over the fact that he's not going by his Ukraine name and he's going by the name of Vic, because, you know, you shouldn't change your. Robert's made him change his name. And so we were saying that sometimes you change your name because your name is not quite a showbiz name. Yes, hi, Short Order Cook. You may get a storyboard as well. We can pitch to Screen Australia. Yes, Peter sent me a storyboard that she's working on. It's actually it cracked me up. Even though lots of people in the entertainment industry have them. Yes, I mean, it's really quite shocking when you find out what people's real names are and how, I mean, do you really think Lady Gaga is actually Lady Gaga? For example? And Freddie Mercury wasn't really Freddie Mercury. You know? Let's just get that out there.
The chat is so slow.
She's just accused her chat of being dumb. She said chat's so slow. All right. I'm going to send it to Short Order, and cracked me up. And Bob Dylan is not Bob Dylan, correct? Maybe we need to come up with everybody's names so we know that's not. He's Simon. Speaking about you entertainment, one of my favorite movies is Aussie. You guys turn out some funny stuff. Yes. KJ complained about a house being shown by a creator recently. KJ posted her house on Instagram asking about roof shingles. Yes, she did too.
I don't know what's going on in the comments. They're fighting. But I need to go for right now, but I'm just going to say that like when you build a culture where women can't be believed and they're told that it's like an honor to be raped, it's the perfect culture for a predator.
Now he's a predator. So she's accused Robert Shin now of grooming. She's accused a handler of being an accessory. Apparently, you're not allowed to get too close when you massage somebody. And we know that she can't talk. She can't say the male's genitalia out loud.
Because in that society, once they get out, well, I don't see her comments. You guys are like yelling at someone, but I don't see her comments. You're tagging a person I literally cannot see. Yes, I was on the production team on the series. You're tagging a woman named Christy Mary, and I don't see her in my chat. So
she's obviously.
I don't know who you're talking to, and I don't know how she's in here if I can't see her.
Because you blocked her.
I don't see any comments from her at all. Oh, they can't have me blocked and be in my live. That's not how it works. Oh, I don't see that comment in here. Anyways, when you're in a society where women are told that it's an honor, and then like he desensitizes them to believe that like all women are sluts and like he can't help himself.
So again, we've got a whole pile of new allegations now.
Nothing I say to James or to Ches or to Miranda or to Kendra or to any of them, Nick, any of them that are still in, they won't listen to me because that culture permeates that group. And if he is assaulting any of these young women like Miranda or Kendra, they too will be told it's an honor.
Yes, she's the production team now. And then, oh, here we go. She's still going.
And they may not look at it as abuse until they leave. And also, when they do leave, yeah, it's a very big misuse of power. But if they are getting abused, then they can develop a trauma bond to Robert. So they develop this weird imbalance with their abuser where he's sexually abusing them, but then he's like, they love him because he's the man of God. And then they can't say no to him because he's the man of God. And then if they do say no to him, he might sue them or he'll isolate them or incarcerate them. And that's what we're dealing with. Miranda has to be able to leave on her own. Yes. There's not that many people in the church, like less than 25. So
less than 25. So she's blowing up her life for 25 people. Okay. Oh. In fact, I've probably just about had enough of her. I just got a message from Pete to tell me she'd like your opinion.
You can't tell someone that's been conditioned to accept to see it the way that you and I see it. So like you and I accept that it's sexual abuse, but in their group, they don't accept that it's sexual abuse.
Correct. It was 20 before. Peter said that she would like me to play her whatever she's put together, her proposal. So I'll show it to you because I cracked up when I saw it.
Use. And so it's like the IBLP. They blame the women and the victims don't see it that way. So telling Miranda these other people are, so for instance, like Kylie could say that she was sexually battered by Robert.
AKA hip thrust.
And he would tell Miranda that Kylie egged him on and wanted it. And they would believe Robert. And so they would say that.
And the reason why I'm saying hip thrust is she actually shared the part of the police report that said, she said that he hip thrusted.
Kylie's a liar. Vic White is in the cult. Oh, you guys, I'm getting really tired of these Vic White comments. I have to turn off comments.
Correct. Oh, that's right, Peter. It's our slideshow for the pitch. Correct. So she's turning off comments again. She doesn't like the comments.
I'm not answering questions. I'm sorry. I am not answering questions. I didn't start this chat to answer questions. I didn't start this chat to deal with these weird questions. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this once. It's Slavic is in the cult. I'm getting really tired of answering that question. I don't know why people keep coming here and asking that question. He is so obviously still in the cult. He's constantly with Isaiah. He always is traveling with someone from the church. He is in the cult. He is trying to confuse you all and act like he's not in the cult, but he is very much in the cult. Who is in the cult and who is out of the cult is like a story that I'm not interested in talking about in terms of like when we're talking about Robert and sexual abuse. And when I'm doing a live and we're talking about really serious things and people come in and chat and they're like, what's going on with Vic White? It's so disrespectful to the actual issues we're talking about. I have been asked repeatedly.
Oh no, she's going off and talking about you've got to stay on topic, not allowed to be off topic.
Families to focus on Robert, and by production, I mean we didn't want to focus on any of the victims in terms of like who
you did. You put Miranda on the cover. If you were focusing on Robert, why didn't you use Robert? Short order. Tell me, this is your area of expertise. If it was about Robert, wouldn't they have put him on the cover in all of the advertisements? The fact that they put Miranda would mean that she was the focus. I mean, they would have got more interest having Miranda, but Robert. But the point is, yeah.
Then and who's out. That's why half of the video, like that's why the series doesn't show who his victims are that are still in, because it's not about them. The series wasn't about Miranda. It's about Robert.
No. Oh.
Vic. I don't want to hurt Vic. I don't want to hurt Miranda. I don't want to alienate them.
Yes.
I want to talk about Robert. I can talk about in the context of how they're being abused, but wake up. And I've learned something really disturbing about Vic and his fans, but he has got a level of creepy with his fans, women that are obsessed with him. And it's a level of obsession I don't understand. And if you want to obsess over some weird guy that has curly hair that dances, have at it, but he's in a cult. And I want to be.
Don't you wish your husband was hot like him? He's jealous because Toad's not like him.
Be frank with you guys about what Robert teaches. Robert's racist. He's homophobic. He's extremely conservative. Like, we're not talking normal Republican. We're talking alt-right religious extremists, the kind of people that were beating down the Capitol trying to overthrow the
government. Oh, and there it is. Now he's part. Now he's part of the. He was part of the Capitol riots. Now.
Conservative, like terrorist conservative.
A terrorist.
They don't.
He's a terrorist now.
Abide by this law, and these dancers who were once liberal. Miranda grew up in a liberal home. Kendra grew up liberal. James used to be liberal. All of them used to be Democrats, are now alt-right. Like, Robert's racist. He literally has Kendra.
But hang on, tell me how can a Korean immigrant be racist? He's a Korean immigrant. He's a Korean man. I'm waiting for her to say he's a white supremacist. He's Korean. Yes. Didn't KJ say the director actually changed the script from what Katie wanted because they couldn't go that way? I reckon it could have been litigious and problematic. Correct. But she's still pushing her line. That's what she wanted. So tell me how they should have put Robert in the Teutonic. That's hairism, KJ. What's wrong with curly hair? But he's a Korean man. And she's calling him racist?
Alt-right. Like, Robert's racist. He literally has Kendra in a video saying that she doesn't believe in racism. Kendra, a black woman, saying she doesn't believe in racism. She doesn't believe it exists. She doesn't let it affect her. A woman that used to be all about elevating the voices of marginalized people and standing up.
He's a marginalized person. Does she not realize that people can change their views on life?
Up for racial equality. A woman that 3 years ago or 4 years ago was making videos to honor the Black experience in the United States and go through injustice of what it's like to be a Black woman or a Black person in the United States, to today saying that she doesn't believe that racism is real and it doesn't affect her life. I mean, she believes it's real, but she won't let it affect her life. And then Robert uses her in racist positions. Like, go ahead and watch the videos he makes Miranda and Kendra make. They are so racist. And he has Kendra fighting the battle and playing a stereotypical role. It's disgusting. And you heard him in the series telling them to race bait, play the race card. It's not just play the race card, it's that he's racist. One of B-Dash's friends, Samantha Long.
With Olivia doesn't have a fan base of dudes who think she's cute and gymnastics fans. There's no one that.
She went live, and you know what she said? That James was believing that the election was stolen by Trump, and James was not a super conservative person, by the way. And he was so deep into QAnon and like the bullshit that Robert believes.
Oh, now they're QAnon. He's getting to the point where you can't take anything that she says seriously, because now we've got him part of the Capitol riots. Is he QAnon? He's racist.
That they said that James didn't even sound like who he was. Like, that's what I'm saying. These people are not the same people. They don't believe even what they used to believe before. And I'm sorry, but how are you going to be in the dance community in LA and be homophobic? The dance community is one of the most diverse communities and has a huge population of queer and like LGBTQ+.
I knew it. She had to say Robert is a Trump supporter. Oh, lady, bad news. James has now big news on you. She'll be saying they're all abducted by the alien Robert Shin. That's the only thing she hasn't done to order. She hasn't accused him of being an alien. Well, actually, she's accusing Vic White of being an alien because she can't find a paper trail for him. She's got paper trails on all the other dancers. She can't find one on him.
And these people are like, Kendra posted a photo 2 days ago on TikTok that was telling gay people that they need to suppress and pray away the gay. It's not about them, it's about Robert. And so when you're like fangirling over Vic and you're fangirling over these dancers, like, what they stand for is disgusting, because it's what Robert stands for. He has no value for humanity. He has no value.
Well, hang on a minute. Well, wait for her. She's close. Wasn't he a medical doctor? So to be a medical doctor, you actually had to stand for some type of humanity, didn't you?
For women, he hates it's disgusting. So when you're fangirling over Vic is being drilled into his brain by Robert that you can't be gay. He is drilling into his brain.
Oh dear. Oh good, there's no more. Oh, I know there's more. There's more. She's still doing it. She's, Llama girl, what are you doing to me? There's more. I thought, oh no, we've got to be gone.
That it's okay to race bait. He is drilling him into this brain that if a girl hits on you.
Yeah, so now she's saying Vicky's gay. I think that's what she's implying. And she's saying that he's drilling into the brain. Is that the alien allegations now?
It's okay. Like, you can rape a woman and then blame them and call them a slut.
I have not read that in any of the court documents. I've not read that in anything that's been filed.
No, we're not shaming that it's gross that these females love his crap. It's gross that fans don't know. They don't know. They have no idea what they're supporting when they support him.
Just like people don't know what they're supporting when they support Katie.
Yeah, the stereotypes he has Kendra play in skits is so racist. And he always has Miranda play like the docile, like fairy girl that's like the perfect Barbie. And then
Because she's beautiful. How on earth is she able to speak with such conviction over people she's never met before, says Michelle. Have we seen the clip where she uses Miranda and B dash just as a random example? She can't keep Miranda out of her mouth because Miranda's beautiful. Miranda's absolutely gorgeous. I wish I looked like Miranda.
and he has Kendra play the angry black girl.
Well, if I was KJ's lawyer, I'd be trying to figure out a way to resign. All they have to do is file a don't they have to file a document in court to ask permission to resign? She is the perfect Barbie. She's obsessed with Miranda, not in a good way. Yes.
It's gross. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm going to speed her up. I've had enough of her.
I'm not answering questions. You can ask questions in the chat, but I'm not going to answer your question.
AJ hates women, especially beautiful, successful. She does. She does.
So I'm not here to do a Q&A. I came on here to talk about the culture of rape in this community. I didn't come on here to answer questions about Vic White and who's in and who's out. I didn't come in here to ask questions about Ellen.
Well, Peter, that's a good point. She said, why resign? It's easy money. You can tell her to shut up. She doesn't. You tell her to shut up and be like, correct. And Lulu says, yes, she's angry, obsessive about beautiful women. And Cheap Glass says she's missed the drunk lives. I know. There's just something about those drunk lives, hey?
I didn't come in here to answer questions about Twitch or whoever.
Stay on topic, people.
And I understand there's a lot of interest in this series, and I can understand that people want to know all the details. But like, it's so hard for me to answer the same questions over and over and over again when this, like, the questions that are being asked are at such a superficial level compared to the
they're superficial, are they?
The abuse, the assaults, the violence that's happening in this group.
Are the alleged?
I'm not, hold on.
Sure, so she's there to lecture everyone. And Maria says, saying Miranda's beautiful and she's ridiculously talented. I think she's pretty. She's the prettiest sister. Correct. I didn't come to talk about Vic White. Just ignore my big post about him. Oh, look, she's still going. She said she was going before. She's still going.
That it's okay to race bait. He's drilling him into this brain that if a girl hits on you, it's okay. Like, you can rape a woman and then blame them and call them a slut.
No, we did that one, hopefully. Hopefully that's right. I want to focus on what's important. Hello, Vidandra.
Sorry. And I don't like getting upset with the chat. I'm not here to yell at the chat. It's just...
I'm not here to yell at chat.
I want people to be able to focus on what's important, not on what's not important. Like, it's not important to talk about any of the dancers. It's important to talk about the abuse. And it's important to talk about the culture in this group and why it's hard for these people to leave. And it's important that people understand the threats, the violence, and the abuse that happens in this group. And the beatings, the assaults, the sexual assaults. It's very severe. I mean, Priscilla talked about when Hannah beat her. And they showed you photographs of like stuff getting off the walls, right? Hannah was beating her.
Allegedly.
Because Hannah found out that Robert was raping her. and Robert was framing it as an affair. And Priscilla was, and this is all in the lawsuit, so it's not like, this is all alleged in the lawsuit. When Priscilla decided to leave, she let people know what was happening to her.
Now I thought she said it was in the series. Now she's saying it's just in the lawsuit.
She told people how Robert was using her and trying to get things from people. And it was very obvious to some members that the way that he was using her, some of the members were accusing her of sex trafficking. We're accusing, I'm turning off comments again. Some of the members were accusing Robert of sex trafficking.
That only would happen if you've got somebody there and that's their entire purpose. It's not having an affair with somebody or having somebody around for a certain time and then having a sexual relationship with them is not sex trafficking.
Because of what Priscilla told them. And when certain members confronted their mentors and said, like, this is sex trafficking, what's happening to her and these other women, the mentor said to this one person, like, you had sex outside of a marriage, which is considered adultery, and so you're no different than Robert. So they view like cheating on a wife the same as rape, and that's how they justify what he does. And because they're all doing bad things, when one person like points out what Robert did, they will use what the other member did against them. So if, you know, another thing we couldn't talk about in the series was the immigration fraud. He was setting people up into green card marriages, which are completely illegal. And a lot of victims will not speak forward or press charges against him because if they do, they could be deported, because Robert will bring that up in discovery and he'll say that they're here illegally and they could lose their citizenship. Which
means that unless there's evidence, there can be no charges, which means, I don't know, it just sounds far-fetched and fanciful. I mean, she's got him hooked on every sort of crime you can think of at the moment.
And they were forced into green card marriages. It's way deeper than, like, it's serious. I came on here basically to just say that, like, someone asked me about Miranda. They asked me to talk about, like, tell Miranda what is wrong in her statement. Why can't she answer these questions? And I just kept thinking about how the women that come out treat each other, and they all accuse each other of being liars and being sluts. And I'm thinking that's exactly what Miranda's thinking on the inside. She probably doesn't believe any of this is true. She probably is being told that they're sluts, and she's good with that. And that even if she's being assaulted by Robert, she's being told that it's an honor. And that's the culture that this cult is.
Now she's stating that Miranda is being abused by Robert now.
Very toxic. And it's truly sad because the women that come out don't.
But here's the issue. If it is true, she has made it so hard for people to even believe anything now, because she has just accused him of everything under the sun. I don't think there's anything left that she hasn't accused him of.
Know how to have healthy relationships with other women. He ruins the trust and erodes trust between women. And when they come out, they cannot trust any women at all. I had more survivors yelling and screaming at me because they do not trust women. And I'm so grateful that we had an amazing director named Derek, who was a man with a kind heart, because they trusted him. And that's what
Derek, who was a man,
mattered.
I would have thought that they wouldn't have trusted a man either.
Okay, I'm gonna go. It's late. I want to wash my makeup off. And yeah. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for understanding that I'm not here to like be upset.
You were worried he was. Hey, hi, Bill. I know it's a bit like that. He hasn't been blamed for destroying the pride flag yet, but she did accuse him of being involved in the Capitol riots.
It's been 2 weeks of just nonstop, and
I know. I can't keep up. I've not been able to keep up. As Narelle posted, she also went live on TikTok. She also went live on TikTok. She has been very, very busy today. Very, very busy. All right. I wonder whether she's slept in the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay. I need to just because my friend first, a bit like that. I need to just pull up the email that I got from. Now, do I have it on this computer or not? I bet you I don't have it on this computer. I guess I should have it on this computer. John Wayne's real name was Marion Morrison. You see, this is the thing. People in Hollywood don't keep. She needs to keep her mouth shut. She covered Netflix. EDB covered Netflix. So they're getting sued, aren't they, for about Actually, I searched in Netflix lawsuits. They've got about 3 or 4 on the go at the moment, and they seem to settle. I found that I saw that they do a lot of settlements because they don't want to go through courts, and if they've got to pay so much in settlements, it's actually a lot easier to pay out. Netflix or they just pay out money because they'll get it back in the next, easily enough. They don't want to spend $10 million on a lawsuit. Huh. I can't even send an email to myself. That's clever, isn't it? I just can't get over the fact that she can't allow that she just cannot allow law enforcement to do their job, why she has to try and interfere with it all. And that's an issue that I have. What would she do if they turned around and said, there is limitations, and as I said, what I saw that was submitted for you want to know something funny? An email I sent to myself ended up in my junk mail. So there you go. Isn't that interesting? I sent an email to myself and it ended up in junk mail. She's trying to bait him. I believe she is trying to bait him. And I don't, as I said, I think to me, I think I mean, at the moment, he's got his lawyer. He's got his lawyer who is dealing with yeah. Now it's not letting me open it. I'm not having much luck here. Need to re-download attachments from the server. What? Please try again later. What are you talking about? I like I'm yelling at my stupid computer. Oh dear, I've lost the plot. Oh. I might have to come back later. I know Cactus Bill's going to be on soon too, so I know. I've been going to sleep listening to Cactus Bill the last few nights, and I'm falling asleep, and I'm like, I can't catch up because she's just crazy. Yeah. Look, she is trying to bait him, and so she can say, so that she can. Yeah, I know, but I did. It's where you sent it is not something I have on my computer. Don't ask. It's a long story, Peter. Very long story. It's just my life at the moment. Nothing is simple for me. Yes, I am. I am going to watch Cactus Bill. Yep, I am. I will be watching Cactus Bill. She goes in. She picks up stuff that I don't pick up, and I pick up stuff she doesn't. I think together we pretty much get everything. But yes, but I usually fall asleep listening. So I woke up pretty ill this morning too. Actually, sadly, I don't suppose I should tell you this, but I will. I ended up having to clean my downstairs toilet and the walls and the door. It was not very pretty. And I went down there. I was downstairs before, and I went to use it again, and I found all the bits that I missed. So I had to clean it again. Oh dear, I'm just like, oh. All right, I'm going to do this a different way, Peter. I'm actually going to see if I can save it to my Dropbox. That might be the way to do it. There has to be a better way. It's called Selling Salty, this thing is. It's called Selling Salty. You reckon we could do a live? I don't know that I think we'd have too much. Yeah, I don't know how that would go. Guess what? It's verifying PowerPoint now. So yes, it's a PowerPoint presentation. So I'm hoping that this is going to work for me. Oh, look, I'm very big. All right. So present. Oh, slides. I have no slides. Slides from my computer. I've not used this before, so let's have a look. Oh, PowerPoint and PDF. Okay, upload file. Oh, this is clever. Selling salty. There we go. Wow. See if this is working. Nothing's working. Nothing's happened. Oh, it's uploading now. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, there we go. I can see it. I am nothing. She had to get the storyboards for the laugh. So she did the storyboards, okay? It's uploading now, so just bear with me. It might be, yeah. What time? I don't know what time Cactus Bill's on. I'm going to try and not. Says there was an issue with my file. All right. Let's have a look. See how I can do it. Screen sharing. Okay. Give me a moment. There it is. Woohoo! Got it. Here we go. Look at this. Now, where's the play button? Here we go. I don't want to do that. I need to make this smaller. I don't want to use this. Yeah. Oh, what's happening here? Oh dear, I've stuffed this up badly. All right, here we go. I'm gonna have to do it like this because otherwise I can't see what I'm doing. All right. It says, let me just get this out of the way. Oops. We'll start at the start. Selling Salty, the trials of a whinging YouTuber. Hello, Ginger. A docu-series that follows 5 years of a YouTuber who has a nose in everyone's business but fails to adhere to boundaries and truth. The target. Can you all see that? I can't even get through this slide. Oh, AKA Dirty Diaper Butt, KJ without a crystal ball and without a pot, and you know the rest. The content. Commentary, whether true or completely made up, on the Duggars, Team Mums, the Browns, the Westbrooks, the Chrisleys, 7M, social media communities. Oh, also don't forget Seeking Sister Wives. I think because she tried Seeking Sister Wives there for a bit as well, and Amber Portwood. There's no. Anyone else think of any more? Dirty Diaper Butt hurts, says Leah. The lawsuits. Jilly Juice. It's Hardy and James Westbrook. Santa. Todd and Julie Chrisley, 7M, James and Miranda Derrick, Steve McRae. Based on history, we can assume more may surface during the making of the docuseries, and our archival consultants will be there to catch it. Here's our weapons, our archival consultants. There's a few there. I don't know whether you can see where you're with balls. I call them Miss Balls, and she said to me, she told me today that to call her Balls, but I still like to call her Miss Balls. Belle, Joe the Luna Lawyer, Lama Girl, Haiti, Joyless, Wooden Eagle, Carly, Tina, I'll cut you. She's missing about 50 of these apparently. Artist Angel 09, Pearly, Saviour, Susie Saviour, Nikki 38, Renelle Smith, WROCB versus WRACB, aka Robert Shin, Maya Nova, Suzanne Tickermeyer, Katie's a Lion, Northern Girl, Talk of the Town Goose, This Will Move, Frisco Chicken, Southern Mutton, Michelle, Michelle Whiskey, Steve McRae, Who That, kind of cast, Karen Bluebird, he goes see people sucking down the rabbit hole. And of course, Peter says she's missed herself. So if you think of anybody that's missing, please let Peter know so she can put it. It was a cult leader, Paul. Okay, and security. FBI, CIA, ATF, HBO, Fox, Hulu, Prime, CPS, MI6, MI5, ASIO, NBC, ABC, EPSN, Disney Plus, Peacock, Apple TV, PBS, Hallmark, ITV, BBC, KGB, Interpol, Netflix was apparently unavailable. Are you putting the ABC? Are we using any of the Australian stuff like Foxtel or Seven Network or anyway? So that is her story. That's the storyboard. What do you think about the storyboard? So there you go. There is the yeah. So that is the storyboard that Peter has actually done at the moment. So what do you think? Do you think it could be an award? Could it be an Emmy-winning documentary? Brilliant. I mean, we haven't gone to the victims yet. We didn't list all the victims. There's many thousands. I mean, could you imagine interviewing everybody? It would take years and years and years. So you wouldn't want to come up against that cast and crew, correct? Well, we decided short order that we were going to put you down as director. We thought you could be the director. Because seeing as that's your industry, that you could be. So we've nominated short order as the director. So based on that, I need to get ready for bed. I've got another big day tomorrow, so all my days are big at the moment. Will like to be a special aid or assistant? You'd like to be a special aid or assistant to the director? Okay. Well, that will be up to the director, Will. You'll have to ask your order. I mean, KJ will tell you that she'll do craft services. Yeah. He can write the script. That's true. Actually, I think I might retitle this live. Katie Joy has Katie Joy accused Robert Shin of everything yet? Because that's what she essentially does. You could add the live I did in here about how Unlisten and KJ shared. Oh, really? Cool. So, do I need to sit here and like put my hair to the side? And it's not very long, but it's thick. See this curl down here? All this curl? That's all natural. The script can write itself at this stage. We can drink wine and edit it. Yeah, no, well, that's true too. Although I don't drink wine, but I don't drink alcohol, so I'm probably the boring one. It could be fun. So, Will, we were talking about how it's also normal for people in Hollywood to change their names. Because I didn't. Mel Brooks, for example, changed his name. You know. Louis. Yeah, 40. Like Elton John changed his name. Queen Latifah changed her name. Whoopi Goldberg. Do we have to keep going? Katy Perry. Olivia Wilde. Natalie Portman. She's an Israeli. She changed her name from a Hebrew name. Even Helen Mirren. And Miley Cyrus. So yes, there are so many. I mean, look, you could accuse Hollywood of being a cult in itself. Good night, Lee. I'm about to go to bed myself, actually. Well, I'm going to go to bed with Cactus Bill. That sounds strange, doesn't it? Yes, I'm going to go to bed and listen to Cactus Bill. But yes, I know what it sounded like. Yeah. All right. Yes, any archivals consultants that want to be put into any archival consultants that want to be added to the list, please let Peter know, or without a lawyer know, or without a archival consultant know, and she will put you in. I'm going to bed with Bill too. Good. Oh no, me. So anyway, all right. So thank you for watching. We didn't even get onto the big live that she did, where she accused Shirley Kim of joining the local council to try and bribe the police so that they would look the other way. We have not. We've not even scratched the surface because Billy's going to be overwhelmed with the oh boy, that's true. She does live in WA, Peter. You know, they say that about the people in the West. They're a weird lot. Late to the party. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm just about to go, Mama Kay. I'm just about to go to bed. I just said I'm gonna listen to Cactus Bill or watch Cactus Bill in bed tonight. So we will be I'll be hopefully on Sunday afternoon my time, and it's that Tassie people. who knew Joe liked her girls tall. Well, well, I'm not very tall, so you know I So yes, all right. So until next time, if you do me a big favor and hit like, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. But yeah, make sure if you could please hit the like button. I just got up and she's made me, oh cool, I'm glad that I made you smile. Well, I don't know. You probably want a big cup of coffee or a big sip of Valium if you want to watch the videos, because I don't think there's enough. Bill is 6 foot tall or close to. Wow. Learn something new every day. Cool. Yeah. Actually, I just recorded a video today. I just recorded another podcast for the future of Rick Charlesworth, he's actually from Western Australia as well. He played for hockey for Australia at the Olympic Games, been a politician. He's been a cricketer. Like he's done everything, everything that you want to do. He's in Amsterdam at the moment. He's actually helping the Chinese hockey team. So he's got a bit of a story, a very interesting story to tell. He also went to Vietnam as well. So that's going to be that's going to be next week's podcast. So yeah, very exciting. So he was also the Australian hockey coach too. So very interesting. All right. Yes, please hit for the like. Please hit. Did you know that my last night's video got the dreaded orange? I had to actually ask for them to review it. They don't like my videos. And so I've gone and said to them, but I'm only reporting on one of your creators. If you don't like what I'm doing, you need to clamp down on the... When I'm on next, probably Sunday afternoon, short order, I'm going to try and give you some notice. But sometimes at the moment, I'm just going, oh, I'm a bit bored. What am I going to do? Oh, yeah, let's just go live. So that's my thought process at the moment. So, which there's no progress, there's no planning involved in it. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching, and I will catch you again. Oh, there was a star. Oh, yes, I got the new member. That's right. Yeah, and I will catch you again next time, probably Sunday my time. Bye for now.